Hello, this is the Midday News. Thanks for joining us. In Alotau, early morning rain failed to put a damper on National Remembrance Day celebrations held at the Provincial War Monument Wednesday morning. A respectable crowd joined in the commemoration of those whose sacrifices meant Papua New Guinea's freedom.
The Alotau Police Kettlefell Party marched to their post soaked but resolute in ceremonial attire, marking the start of the 44th Remembrance Day. Midday Administrator Dr. Igor Gary addressed the gathering, honoring PNG's fallen military and police heroes. He reflected on key historic battles, including the famed Battle of Midday and the First World War II shot fired by Private Ben Moide in Oro. The service closed with a stirring hymn by the Kwato Church Choir and the ceremonial laying of wreaths by ex-servicemen and local leaders. A respectful crowd braved the rain to commemorate the sacrifices made for Papua New Guinea's freedom.
NCD Governor Powers Pakop has acknowledged the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary for its efforts in maintaining law and order despite encountering many challenges. Pakop said it is not easy to maintain law and order in a purely diverse country, where some sectors live peacefully while others not so much. He made these remarks during the opening of the 2025 Pacific Police Tattoo on Sunday, July 20th, in the nation's capital.
Again, another vital and important institution of state, institution of nation building. And over the years, these 50 years, the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary has always remained vital, important institution in maintaining the integrity of the state, unity of our people. It has faced a lot of challenges, facing so many security challenges, trying to deal with tribal fighting, dealing also with young youth unemployment or unrest, public protests. The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary has faced it all, and it's remaining intact. And I want to take this moment to congratulate you all.
We'll cross over to Jasmine Irujak, who is stationed at the Ben Moide Club at Mari Barracks. She will give us some progressive results on the elimination count for the Motu Koita Assembly election. Over to you, Jasmine.
Thanks, Maricela. Now, as of midday today at the Ben Moide Club here at Mari Barracks, the Motu Koita Assembly elections is running smoothly and halfway through counting for both the Motu Koita Assembly chairman and both East and West women's representative. Now, ballot papers were removed around 10 a.m. From the container, and counting started at around 10:45. Now, currently leading after count one is Russell S. Wavik with 2,542 votes. Running second is the incumbent MKA chairman, Daddy Toka Jr., with 2,502 votes. We have Beatrice Mahuru running third with 1,971 votes. And running fourth is Miria Ikupu with 1,037 votes. No Matayo with 763 votes. Fred Oala running second last with 608 votes. And closing it off with Gary Dogodo with 293 votes. Now, hopefully, by the end of today, we will be able to have the declaration and the announcement of the new MKA chairman, as well as both East and West women's representative. Over to you, Maricela.
Thank you for that update, Jasmine. During yesterday's counting, Assistant Returning Officer for Motu Koita East, Rafael Barari, said there was an argument about sitting arrangements for counting. These have all been resolved.
Well, it's just sitting arrangements. Actually, we had a box, pending box for Motu Koita West for Elevala came late. That was the box that they were trying to count, do the word count, apart from the count that we are doing for Motokoita East. Unfortunately, we had a bit of disagreement on that, and we talked to the scrutineers that that's fine. Now what we'll do is we'll continue with the East. West, you wait. We finish the East. Later we come sort the West out. So we all agreed, and counting is now proceeding. Yeah.
A creative visionary from Latin America is set to bring global insights to Papua New Guinea's fashion scene. Nando Yax, the Associate Director of Guatemala Fashion Week and founder of a top Latin American PR agency, is set to speak at the Pacific Fashion Summit and PNG Fashion Week 2025 in Port Moresby this September. Known for his unique blend of art, fashion, and cultural diplomacy, Yax's visit highlights PNG's emergence as a Pacific fashion hub. His schedule includes industry talks, creative workshops, and exclusive runway showcases. Organizers see his presence as a milestone in fostering international collaboration, with PNG Fashion Week Director Filma Kelegai calling it a new creative bridge between Guatemala and the Blue Pacific. As PNG marks its 50th independence anniversary, the summit promises a rich exchange of tradition, innovation, and a global fashion dialogue. In regional news, a Northern Territory hotel has been quietly turned into a detention center for illegal foreign fishers as authorities grapple with a surge in vessels caught in Northern Australian waters. Darwin Local Court yesterday had some fishers spending weeks under guard at the facility as they wait for their cases to be heard.
This hotel, located on the outskirts of Darwin CBD, describes itself as the city's best budget hotel, complete with a pool, bar and gym. But the ABC can reveal for the past few weeks it's been used to detain 7 Indonesian men caught illegally fishing in Australian waters as they waited for their court hearing.
There used to be immigration detention centres in Darwin that have now closed down, and so they've got alternative places of detention, and they've used the Frontier Hotel as one such alternative place of detention.
It's the same controversial arrangement that's previously been used to detain refugees, initially evacuated from Manus Island and Nauru to Australia for medical treatment. In this case, the fishers were discovered after running into trouble in the dangerous swell and taking shelter in the mangroves of Melville Island, north of Darwin. They came from conditions of extreme poverty with limited education.
Their motivation was really just to earn an income.
More than 240 foreign fishers have been prosecuted in Darwin Local Court this year, triple the number of the year prior. Border Force hasn't revealed how much the arrangement is costing taxpayers, but said in general it would depend on the individual circumstances. The hotel is booked out until the end of next year, but it's unclear exactly how long the arrangement will last and how many people are being detained here. 6 of the fishers have been sent back to Indonesia, with the remaining one to first spend a week in jail.
A Hobart couple concerned about the housing crisis has taken matters into their own hands. Richard and Jen Gold have bought a former boarding house and are turning it into affordable housing for older women at risk of homelessness. They have been helping homeless women at their house for the past few years.
We've actually moved down from Sydney 3.5 years ago and enjoying our lives here in Hobart and basically semi-retired or retired. And we've made up a little bit of B&B in our house. And over the last couple of years, we found a number of women who are finding themselves homeless, needing to be accommodated. So we've brought them in as guests, and they've stayed from either a week or some up to about 4 or 5 months. And we're starting to realise that this is a very serious and very deep problem within the city.
Yeah, Jan, I'll ask you a bit more about these women that have been staying in this sort of Airbnb of yours. How long have some of them been with you, and what have you learned from them about the housing need in your area?
Well, anything from, I think the first one was 3 days. She just wanted she'd been sleeping in her car for 6 weeks. She was in her 60s and she just wanted 3 days until she got into government housing. And she posted on the Good Karma Network that her arthritis was playing up. Could she please have a floor for 3 days? And she was so scared of... We had beds, of course, in there. She said, I don't deserve a bed. Her husband had kicked her out and said she didn't deserve anything. And so I thought, how could you be reduced so low at a vulnerable time of life? So she stayed the 3 days and she went into her new housing. And we had another who had, because of a stroke, had lost her job, and she didn't have enough money to... she originally booked through NDIS. She didn't have enough money to move into anywhere in Hobart that she thought she could. And it just got sadder and sadder. We had 3 or 4 of them, and it just got very sad. And we thought, this really is an issue, you know. It wasn't just a oncer. And I've always wanted to do something about the homeless, but it's never been within our reach. And this one fell within our reach at a time when we'd had some super, and we thought, well, let's just do it.
Cricket is facing its ultimate test. A new report warns as players at all levels of the game and across the globe are placed at increasing risk due to playing in extreme conditions. The Hit for 6, the Danger Zone report commissioned by non-profit groups Frontrunners, the British Association for Sustainability in Sport, Climate Central, and the Next Test, highlights the increased strain on players' bodies due to rising temperatures. The report says India in 2024 recorded 52 days with temperatures at or above 37 degrees Celsius, the threshold beyond which outdoor activity becomes unsafe, an increase from the 5-year average of 46 days. Additionally, the number of hazardous heat days when the temperature is hotter than 90% of those observed in a local area over the 1991 to 2020 period has jumped significantly in multiple Indian cities. That ends our midday news. Do join us at 6 p.m. for more news and sports. Bye for now.
You've never been here?
No, this is my first time.
I'm not an animal. I'm just somebody that came to jail real quick.
First time, I'm scared, but I'm trying to be cool about it. You guys are gonna get all your legs and arms broken.
I shouldn't be here.
They weren't really taking the whole process very serious.
Yes!
It's been a long night.
Booked first day in. Digicel TV, home of rugby league. Dial *515# to subscribe.